Welcome back, everyone. I need you to stop what you're doing right now because something absolutely extraordinary is happening in Dubai. And if you think you've seen passionate tennis fans before, I promise you, what's unfolding in the UAE will change your entire perspective. This isn't just another tennis tournament. What we're witnessing goes far beyond sport. It's a cultural phenomenon, a tidal wave of support, and honestly, it's a movement that nobody saw coming. The tennis world is buzzing about one video in particular. Social media exploded. The entire UAE stood still. We're talking about the moment Alexandra Eala arrived in Dubai for her first appearance at the Dubai Duty-Free Tennis Championships, and the scenes that followed, they're nothing short of remarkable. Let me paint the picture for you, and because the video alone doesn't do justice to what's actually happening on the ground. Imagine the kind of reception you'd expect for a global pop superstar. Someone like Taylor Swift or BTS rolling into town. That's the energy we're seeing, except this is a WTA 1000 tennis event, and the person at the center of it all is a 20-year-old tennis prodigy from the Philippines. Since Alex stepped foot in Dubai, the city has basically come to a standstill. If you haven't seen the viral footage yet, and honestly, where have you been? You need to look it up right now. Pure chaos. Beautiful, joyful chaos. The Aviation Club Tennis Center is absolutely packed. We're not talking hundreds, we're talking thousands of fans creating traffic jams, forming lines that wrap around entire blocks, while producing a roar so loud you can barely hear anything else except the clicking of camera phones trying to capture every second. Here's the thing, this is her first time in the Dubai main draw. It's a historic moment. And the Filipino community in the UAE, which is massive, vibrant, and incredibly proud, has shown up in full force to welcome their champion. You need to understand the significance of this. The Dubai Duty-Free Tennis Championships is one of the circuit's premier tournaments. The absolute elite compete here. Arena Sabalenka is here. Iga Swiatek is playing. Coco Gauff just arrived. These are household names, Grand Slam champions, titans of the sport. But here's what's wild. Alex Eala is the one generating the most dramatic, electrifying, overwhelming crowd response of anyone. So why is everyone in the UAE so stunned? Because even though tournament organizers are used to big crowds, nobody predicted this level of fervor for a player ranked 40th in the world. This kind of energy is usually reserved for a world number one, but Alex represents something much bigger than a ranking. She represents an entire nation. She's become a symbol for millions of Filipinos working abroad, people who see themselves in her story, her struggle, her determination, her rise. When she walked onto the practice court for the first time, the atmosphere didn't just shift, it detonated. The viral videos show security struggling to maintain order, not because of any danger, but because of pure, unfiltered fan love. People waiting for hours in the desert heat, waving Philippine flags, chanting her name, all just to watch her hit a forehand. While it's patriotism you can feel in your chest, and this isn't even in Manila. This is Dubai. But judging by the crowd, the energy, the Tagalog echoing through the stands, you'd swear we were in the heart of Quezon City. Today's deep dive is going to be different from anything we've done before. We're not just talking forehands and backhands. Before we get to the tennis, we need to understand the sociological earthquake that is Alex Eala in the Middle East. We're going to break down why this viral moment matters for the future of the WTA, why the tennis establishment is only now waking up to the power of the Asian market, and what it means for a 20-year-old carrying the hopes of an entire country on her shoulders. The headline says, "Shocked." But if you've been following her journey, this isn't shocking at all. It's destiny being fulfilled. What's unprecedented is the scale. The sheer number of people pressed against those barriers, the videos going viral across every platform. We're witnessing a shift in how star power works in tennis. As of this week in Dubai, Alex Eala isn't just a rising talent or a promising prospect anymore. She's arrived. She's the main event. Over the next several minutes, we're going to trace exactly how we got to this moment. We'll look at her roller coaster performance during this Middle East swing, the highs in Abu Dhabi, the setback in Qatar, and how a combination of skill, timing, and maybe a little luck positioned her as Dubai's biggest attraction. We'll also preview her upcoming match against American player Hailey Baptiste, examining the tactical battle ahead. But most importantly, we're going to talk about what happens when an athlete transcends sport and becomes something larger. A representative not just of her game, but of her people. So buckle up, we're going deep. From the technical evolution of her game to the emotional resonance she creates within the Filipino diaspora, we're covering every angle of this phenomenon. This is the story of how one young woman turned a Dubai tennis facility into a fortress of Filipino pride. This is the story of the day Alexandra Eala brought an entire city to a standstill. Let's dive into the context, because to truly understand a viral moment, you have to understand the journey that led there. The Middle East tennis swing is brutal. It's a gauntlet that tests every aspect of a player's game: mental toughness, physical endurance, sheer skill. Players bounce rapidly between Abu Dhabi, Doha, and Dubai. It's a grind that breaks even the strongest competitors. For Alexandra Eala, this swing has been a perfect microcosm of her entire career. Flashes of brilliance, moments of heartbreak, but always trending upward. A week ago, we saw her in Abu Dhabi. That tournament was the appetizer. Dubai is the main course. In Abu Dhabi, she made the quarterfinals, a result that sent a powerful message. She wasn't just participating, she was competing with the best. She showed her trademark never say die attitude by coming back from a set down, fighting off match points in a victory that defied logic. That run pushed her into the top 40 of the world rankings for the first time. Top 40. Let that sink in for a second. Just a few years ago, we were celebrating her junior US Open title. Now she's swimming in the deep end with the Sharks. And then came Qatar. The Qatar Open brought her back down to earth. She lost in the first round to Teresa Valentova, the kind of tough loss that can derail a young player's confidence. After dropping a tight first-set tiebreak, she fell in straight sets. Predictably, the doubters emerged, questioning whether she could maintain this level consistently. Which brings us to Dubai. In terms of prestige and difficulty, this is a WTA 1000 event, just one tier below a Grand Slam. The entry list reads like a who's who of women's tennis. Alex wasn't supposed to be the main attraction. When the draws were finalized weeks ago, her ranking fell just short of automatic entry. She was slated for qualifying rounds. She was ready to grind through qualifiers as she'd done many times before, but the tennis gods had different plans. A series of withdrawals opened the door. Naomi Osaka, a four-time Grand Slam champion, pulled out. Madison Keys withdrew. These are unfortunate circumstances for those players, but in the brutal reality of professional tennis, one player's misfortune can be another's opportunity. Those withdrawals gave Alex direct entry into the main draw. No qualifiers. No exhausting preliminary matches. She was in. The energy in Dubai shifted immediately when this news broke. The Filipino community in the UAE is huge. We're talking hundreds of thousands of people, and their champion was in the main show. Now let's talk about why this particular appearance went viral. We see tennis players in Dubai every year. Roger Federer considers this place home. All the greats have played here, so what makes Alex different? But it comes down to something called the home court advantage phenomenon. Home court advantage is real in sports. It influences referees, intimidates opponents, energizes players. Typically, you only get that in your home country. But the Middle East creates a unique dynamic for Filipino athletes. With such a massive diaspora, playing in Dubai, Abu Dhabi, or Doha often feels more like a home game than competing in Europe or the US. The viral video captures this perfectly. You see the Aviation Club Tennis Center layout. It's an intimate venue, but when it's filled, the energy becomes massive. In the footage, Alex is walking from the player lounge to the practice courts. Normally, this is a quiet walk. Maybe a few autograph seekers. Not this time. She's surrounded by a wall of sound. Alex! 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 The chants have rhythm. They're deafening. People are leaning over railings. Security guards look genuinely concerned, not because of violence, but because of sheer numbers. This is the Bayanihan spirit on display internationally. Bayanihan is a Filipino concept. It's the smallest administrative unit in the Philippines, but it represents something much larger. A village, a tight community, a family. When Filipinos see one of their own succeeding on the world stage, the Bayanihan spirit activates. They adopt that athlete. They protect them. They show up. There's also a visual contrast in the video that makes it so striking. The Dubai tennis facility is sleek, modern, almost sterile in its elegance. Against that backdrop, the raw, chaotic, passionate energy of the fans creates this beautiful collision. It feels like a joyful invasion. And Alex, right in the center of it all. Let's talk about how she handles it. She's 20 years old. That's incredibly young to be the focus of such intense expectations. But watch her body language in these videos. She's smiling, she's stopping, she's signing autographs, she's taking selfies. For someone so young, she carries herself with remarkable maturity. She understands her role. She knows she's not just playing for prize money, she's playing for the nurse who came straight to the court after pulling a 12-hour shift. She's playing for the nannies, the engineers, the service workers, Filipinos who form the backbone of Dubai's economy. She honors them. That connection is why the video went viral. This isn't just a celebrity sighting, it's a family reunion. Now, all this hype doesn't translate into points on a scoreboard. So let's shift to the tennis itself. Alex's first-round opponent is Hailey Baptiste. This matchup is fascinating. Baptiste is an American ranked 39th in the world, literally one spot above Alex in the rankings. On paper, this is as close as matches get. Baptiste is in the tournament as a lucky loser. She lost in qualifying to Rebecca Shramkova, but got promoted to the main draw due to withdrawals. So you've got Alex, who received direct entry due to withdrawals, facing Baptiste, who got a second life as a lucky loser. Both players have something to prove. Both recognize this as a massive opportunity for ranking points and prize money. Stylistically, this is a clash. Alex is a lefty. Her left-handed forehand is her weapon, creating angles that are difficult for right-handers to handle, with natural spin that pulls opponents off the court. We saw her develop this shot at the Rafa Nadal Academy, and you can see Nadal's influence in her game, the heavy topspin, the grit, the relentless pursuit of every ball. But we need to be critical. Her serve is still a work in progress. In her loss to Valentova in Qatar, her serve got attacked. She needs better first serve percentage. The courts in Dubai play fast. If Alex gets caught serving soft balls short in the court, Baptiste's aggressive style will punish her. Baptiste hits hard. She plays aggressive tennis. To counter that power, Alex will need to use her movement, her defensive skills, and that lefty spin to keep Baptiste off balance. The mental aspect of this match cannot be overstated. Alex is playing in front of thousands of her supporters. That's a double-edged sword. We call it the pressure of expectation. Look, when the crowd cheers every unforced error like it's a winner, it can mess with your head. When they groan after you miss a first serve, your arm can tighten up. Alex needs to channel that energy. She needs to use the crowd to intimidate Baptiste rather than letting it add pressure to her own game. The viral video already showed she has crowd support. Now imagine the atmosphere during the actual match. If Alex has a bad break, the crowd will try to lift her back up. If she hits a winner, the stadium roof might come off. Baptiste is walking into a hostile environment. She'll experience what it's like to play against the Philippine national team in Manila. How Baptiste responds to that noise will determine the match's outcome. Let's zoom out and talk about what this moment means for Asian tennis. For a long time, Asian tennis was dominated by Chinese stars like Li Na and later Japanese legend Naomi Osaka. The Philippines has produced good players, but Alex is breaking new ground in the singles division. She's the first Filipino in the professional era to win a Grand Slam main draw match. She's the first to achieve this level of sustained tour presence. This viral moment in Dubai is a signal to broadcasters and sponsors. It's telling them to pay attention to this market. Tennis has struggled to engage younger audiences. Well, here's your audience. They're young, they're tech-savvy. That's why the video went viral. And they're passionate. Alex isn't just an athlete anymore. She's a commercial asset bringing a huge demographic into the sport. The Dubai organizers understand this. That's why they're showcasing her. Yeah, that's why cameras are following her everywhere. We should also address the shocked angle in the headline. Why is the UAE so surprised? It comes down to visible demographic dynamics. Expat communities in the UAE often operate in separate spheres, but sports bring everyone to one location. The organizational power of Filipino tennis fans is a revelation to both the local community and the global tennis establishment. It's a reminder that tennis is truly a global sport. It's not just for European elites, it's for everyone. Let's wrap up the analysis by looking at Alex's technical improvements this season. Her court coverage has significantly improved. She's recovering faster and sliding better on hard courts. Her transition from defense to offense has gotten sharper. In her match against Sasnovich in Abu Dhabi, she was down 4-0 in the final set. Most players fold at 4-0. Alex went to work. She started taking the ball earlier, hitting deeper, stepping on her opponent. The fans in Dubai came to see that fight, that puso, that heart. But there are weaknesses. When opponents rush her and pull her off the forehand, she can spray errors. Valentova exposed that. Baptiste will likely try the same strategy. Hit flat and hard, rush the net, and prevent Alex from settling into a rhythm. Alex's team from the Rafa Nadal Academy will have studied this. They know she needs to serve well and dictate points early. She can't afford to fall behind and constantly rely on miracle comebacks. Looking at the video of crowds swarming the facility, imagine what happens if she wins. The crowds will double. The noise will double. We could see one of the most electric atmospheres in the tournament's history. But what if she loses? The beauty of this fan base, as evidenced by comments on the viral video, is their unconditional support. They're there for the journey. A loss will sting, but the movement continues. This Dubai appearance is a graduation moment. Alex isn't the junior champion anymore. She's a full professional navigating fame, pressure, publicity, and the logistics of elite athletics. The viral video is just a visual representation of that status change. She's arrived. It's also worth noting the infrastructure supporting her. Her family has made enormous sacrifices. She has backing from major sponsors. And now she has a legion of Middle Eastern fans who've essentially adopted her. This creates a safety net, even if she loses a match. While her status remains secure, that kind of security allows a player to play freely and take risks. That's the freedom we want to see against Baptiste. In conclusion, this viral video of Alex Eala in Dubai is more than sensationalism. It's an authentic document of a shifting sports culture. It shows the emergence of a new star and a nation announcing its presence on the global stage. It highlights the UAE's unique demographics and the strength of Filipino communities worldwide. Most importantly, it sets the stage for a tennis match that has unexpectedly become the week's most anticipated event. So what happens next? What's the next chapter in this unfolding story? As we close this analysis, I want to leave you with this perspective. We're watching the early stages of a career that could transform Asian tennis. Well, whether Alex Eala wins the title in Dubai is almost beside the point, though of course we all want to see her lift that trophy. What matters is she's already won the crowd. She's already proven she belongs on this stage. The match with Hailey Baptiste is about to begin. The stakes are enormous. Ranking points, prize money, national pride. But don't just watch the score. Watch the crowd. Feel the energy. If you're watching the broadcast, turn up the volume. Listen to that roar. That's the sound of history being made. This viral Dubai moment demonstrates the power of representation. It shows that when you give people a hero, they will show up. They'll wait in lines for hours. They'll chant until they lose their voices. Alex Eala is that hero. We'll be tracking every rally, every ace, every step of her Dubai journey. If she advances, and the scenes will get even crazier. Expect more viral videos. Expect more shocking headlines. The world is just beginning to understand the true scale of this wave. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Are you one of the thousands in Dubai? What was the atmosphere like in person? If you're watching from home, what message would you send to Alex as she steps on court? Let's keep this conversation going. If you enjoyed this deep dive, make sure to like and subscribe so you don't miss our post-match breakdown. Whatever happens next, we'll be here to analyze it all. This is bigger than tennis. This is a celebration. And in Dubai, the celebration is just getting started. Thanks for watching, and as always, stay locked in. Until next time.